Manager tried to get me fired but ended up with a final warning instead. So I was working this overnight security job while going to school. Perfect setup, right? I could study all night, get paid, and still have my day job. The problem was, my supervisors hated me. Not because I was bad at my job, but because I made more money than them and had another job during the day. There was this one supervisor named Mark who had it out for me from day one. The other guards warned me that if Mark didn't like you, he'd find a way to get you fired. They said it happened to like 3 people already. One morning, this guard Joe comes to relieve me and goes, "Hey man, you can head out." I'm like, "Cool, thanks," and I drive home. 30 minutes later, my phone's ringing. It's Joe asking if I've seen the master keys that open everything on the property. I'm like, "No dude, I left them with you." Then Mark calls me up all angry. He goes, "Joe says you left without handing over the keys, and that's the last time anyone saw them." I'm thinking this is weird because Joe literally told me I could leave. But when I try to explain, Joe completely changes his story. Now he's saying he never told me to leave and I just abandoned my post. Luckily, I had Joe's voicemail saved where he told Mark exactly what really happened, but Mark didn't care. He'd been working with Joe for 13 years and wasn't about to believe me over his buddy. They eventually found the keys sitting by the security booth. And get this, Mark actually suggested that I probably paid someone to put them there to cover my tracks. I'm like, dude, I make $12 an hour. I don't have money to hire people for elaborate key hiding schemes. But that was just the beginning. See, they had this courtesy rule where you're supposed to show up 30 minutes early to brief the next guard. I could only get there 15 minutes early because of my other job, which I'd already cleared with the head supervisor, Bob, but Mark kept complaining about it to anyone who would listen. The funny thing, Mark was supposed to relieve me twice a week, and he never showed up more than 20 minutes early himself. So one weekend, I picked up an extra shift and got there only 10 minutes early. Mark comes storming into the booth, absolutely losing it. He starts cursing me out, telling me I'm disrespectful and need to go home. Then he changes his mind when I say I'm not leaving because I know he'll just blame me for abandoning my post again. That's when I quietly started recording on my phone. Mark is going off about how I'm a terrible employee and don't respect the job. Then he tells Bob that I freaked out and threatened to hit him. Complete lie. The next day, Bob pulls me aside and says they're planning to fire me. I'm like, you know what? I can't legally give you guys this recording because it's a two-party state, but I really think you should hear this conversation. So I walk into the main office and play the recording for HR. This woman's jaw just drops. She goes, "I cannot believe that's how he was talking to you." She'd never heard Mark curse or lose his temper like that. She apologizes like 5 times and offers to let me stay at that post, but I'm done with the drama, so I ask for a transfer instead. Plot twist, instead of me getting fired, Mark gets a final warning for his behavior. My new post was amazing. No drama, great coworkers, and way closer to my house. Before I left that company for something better, I made sure to let Bob know that Mark had been lying about living 30 minutes away when he actually lived 15 minutes away. That was his excuse for never following his own courtesy rule.